Okay, now after we look at basic HTML form elements, we're going to look at some additional elements that have been added in HTML5 standard. So, given that HTML5 is focused more on mobile devices and supporting new devices since the HTML4 standard, there's several additional features that it supports. So first of all, you can specify in forms that autofocus, so the certain input field automatically get focused. So if you're having, say, new user registration page, and first name can be immediately focused. You can have a placeholder text, so where you will prompt user for an input, or you can also provide a list of auto-completion values. So if you can provide, say, a list of countries, so as a person enters his country name, it will be automatically completed. In addition to that, there are some additional features that are not yet implemented in all browsers, so that's why they are a bit tricky to use. So first, number formatting of numbers should be improved, so that, for instance, a particular input field can be labeled as number, so it will only allow users to input numbers. So some browsers support it, some don't. In the future, it will be supported. So that's one of the very neat features that will make it easier to force users to input valid data. So for a number of years field, you just specify that it's a number field, and it will be immediately validated by the browser. Also, you should be able to define steps. So say you define, you want to define only field that will only allow for even numbers. So you can say it's a number field, but the step is 2. So it will allow only numbers or increment of 2. So say 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Also, there is support for date input. So if you specify a certain input field as being date, and then the browser should show a date picker, but that also varies by browser. Also, there are new types of elements called new attribute. Essentially, it's content editable. When it's equal true, it enables users to edit the element itself. So, for instance, if you make a div like this that's content editable, and you have ordered the list of items, it will enable users to add to the list. So a user can add the item 3, 4, or delete, and so on. So this simplifies development of those interactive pages. There are no need for the old tricks of creating a text areas and hidden text areas and so on. So now it's much easier. Also, it enables better accessibility. So, for instance, if you look at the basic, this would be a basic HTML form. So we have 3 input fields, 3 associated labels, and at the bottom we have a submit button. What happens if user inputs wrong data? So we can create in HTML5, we can provide particular error messages that will be displayed if the data is not validly entered. So in this case, we also see use of these autofocus. In the first field, we have autofocus set. So this will be the first username, will be the autofocused field. It's required. So if the user does not enter it, this message, please enter name, will be displayed. Same for the other two, for email and for phone. You see they're only using required attribute and not autofocus, because it's only used on the first one.